You're watching Meet the Movie Press, and coming up, we're going to be talking about nostalgia. Jamie Lee Curtis is back for Halloween, Linda Hamilton's back for Terminator, and the kid from Unbreakable is back for Glass. Stay tuned.
What? Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Meet the Movie Press.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Meet the Movie Press.
I can hear you. That's fine.
I am your very handsome host, Jeff Sneider, editor-in-chief of the Tracking Board, tracking-board.com. Don't interrupt my intro. At the Sneider on Twitter and Instagram. And with me, as always.
As my good friend LL Cool J said this week, ego is not your amigo.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm ready for the CBS sitcom starring you guys.
Yeah, it's like the new twins.
Big and Little. I think you guys would make a great pairing.
Hello, I'm Simon Thompson. You can find me on social media at ShowbizSimon. And I have a Facebook page. This is Simon Thompson. Hello.
Well, wonderful. Yeah. How was your week?
Busy. Busy. Screenings. Set visits.
Exciting.
Producing.
Wonderful.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I saw a bunch of movies this week, which we're going to talk about.
You paid to
later
see some
in
movies.
the show. Yep.
Yeah.
I paid to see
Kind of a big
American
deal.
Assassin.
Yep.
Brad Stannis.
Yep.
And Stronger. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the movies with my boy Matt Silverman. Shout out Matt Silverman. But we're gonna wait to get into those.
I wasn't invited.
You're married. I wasn't even aware you're allowed to leave the house after 9 o'clock.
I am. I'm asked to leave after 9.
Where should we start, Simon? What do you want to get into first, big guy?
There's a franchise that got revived this week with a metal robot from the future.
Kingsman? Oh, Terminator.
Yeah. You know, that well-known robot franchise, the Kingsman. Terminator.
Yeah.
So, Sarah Connor.
Linda Hamilton coming back.
Back.
Is this good? Is this bad? What do you think?
I'm okay with this.
I'm with you on the okay. I'm not delighted by it on a story level, but I mean, if this is the story, then I'm glad she's coming back.
We've said before that I'm kind of... I have an issue with Arnold Schwarzenegger being put back in the Terminator franchise because
I can't believe this.
He's really fucking old.
Yeah, so is Linda Hamilton.
Every single time that I see him in a movie, I'm like, oh man, he's old. So but it does mean we can reset to Terminator 2. Which...
Does it? Like, what is this? Where studios just think, we're just throwing out all this stuff. Like, it doesn't get erased from our minds.
I mean, God, if it could, that would be great. Seriously, if they could, that would be amazing. Because the other films are shit.
How many of there? So there've been
3, 4, and 5.
There's 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can just go back to 2, forget 3, 4, and 5 happened. And then just go like, boop, and then to the future. That'd be awesome. I'd love that.
But like,
Edward Furlong's available.
If you're a studio,
he's available.
Well, that's the thing. If you're a studio, how do you fucking put what I assume will be close to $200 million, right?
No one's busy.
How do you put that on Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Ed Furlong?
Look at 2. Like Robert Patrick, not busy.
None of them are busy.
Edward Furlong,
none of them are movie stars.
Linda Hamilton, not busy.
Yeah, I get that. We get that they're not busy.
Not busy.
What's the next piece of the analysis?
What do you want? What does the audience want? They want more.
They don't want that, I don't think.
Really?
No.
They don't want 3, 4, and 5. We know that.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Come on. They would buy into this.
This whole franchise James Cameron needs to get rid of the Connors, needs to completely move on and have a completely different mythology. He's tied to his one family. He should have blown it all up. But the fact that he isn't going in that direction, like I'm glad that they're bringing back Linda Hamilton, not recasting the role.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's just.
But look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What do you mean it ain't broke? It's broke.
No, they're just old. They're not broke. They're old. Bring it back. Like S Club 7. Bring it all back.
I get that rebooting everything may not necessarily be the way to go because it didn't work. It didn't work bringing in Jason Clarke and Emilia Clarke. It didn't work bringing in Christian Bale and Sam Worthington.
So I get wanting to go back 3 times. 3 times.
Right. So I get the instinct to want to go back to the original Terminator and T2, but I'm very curious to see how the story picks up.
I'm more likely to buy a ticket for this than I am for any other version of a Terminator movie.
I'm a little nervous with Tim Miller directing too. I don't know.
I'm nervous, but I'll still buy a ticket. It can't be shitter than what we've been served previously.
I mean, I'm aware.
I mean, the bar is set pretty low.
So okay, this ties it. This upstaged another announcement earlier this week about Jamie Lee Curtis coming back for Halloween. Now, I actually think that is worse than Linda Hamilton coming back for Terminator.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't believe that Blumhouse brought in David Gordon Green and Danny McBride to co-write this, and David Gordon Green's directing. I just can't believe they're going back to the Laurie Strode well. That's another movie that just needs to completely start over. This franchise is fucking been beaten into the ground, and I've seen every single one. I couldn't believe that they're bringing her back. At least in a lead role, and again, we don't know what this movie really is, but the log line that was released by Universal and Blumhouse seems to suggest that she is the lead. Yep. It's all about her final confrontation with Michael. Yep. So I guess she dies at the end of this. Like, what makes it her final one?
Well, as I said last week, I mean, Jason told me they're not looking at this as a franchise; they're looking at it as a standalone movie.
That's interesting.
So I think that's what they're looking to do. I mean, I'm fine with them bringing her back. Jason actually apologized to me last Friday at Halloween Horror Nights by the fact that he didn't give me that scoop. He felt bad about that.
Did he really, though?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I think he was being nice.
What more do we have to explore in the Laurie Strode land? Like, this movie's also supposed to...
This is just a standalone, done...
She's been in 4 of these movies. We've already done H2O.
Yeah.
So I don't get it from a story perspective. I get that this one is picking up after the events of Halloween 2.
I guess so.
So they're just pretending nothing else happened. Meanwhile, is Michael Myers is still
But as an audience, we'd like to pretend that nothing else happened. Because a lot of the other films were shit, apart from Halloween 4 with Paul Rudd in the bus station. Was quite fun.
Are they not brother and sister? Aren't those ties, Laurie Strode and Michael Myers?
I believe so.
Yeah. So now you're looking at what? A 60-year-old Michael Myers, right?
Hey,
you would
got to work.
Michael Myers has got to eat.
Mike's got to work.
So I heard the craziest rumor. I don't think I want to share the rumor because it's just going to be everywhere. Like, it would be across the world in a matter of minutes if I said it right now. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
What I had heard this week about it.
No, tell us on the air. Go on.
No, I don't think so, because our readers,
like, hey, you guys,
not our readers, our viewers have proven that they can't be trusted with this kind of information.
Okay.
They can't keep it to themselves and just be like, oh, that's interesting. They have to, like,
people might watch the
do think pieces. So
video and
unfortunately, the audience listening to this has created an atmosphere and environment in which I can't actually share this amazing, wild rumor.
Right.
But I will tell you afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Again, it doesn't make sense from the age perspective if Michael Myers is Jamie Lee Curtis's brother. I don't know. And this is coming out next October, so we're going to start getting casting announcements,
18th?
all that stuff.
And also, when I spoke to Jason last week, he was saying that it is highly likely that next year Halloween, his version of Halloween, is going to be a maze at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. I'm super psyched about that because last year...
Aren't the mazes all the same? It's a fucking maze. Somebody pops out with a chainsaw.
They are not. Seriously.
And then you're right.
It's different. This year is a very, very good year.
God.
But also, last year they did a really good Halloween maze. Halloween 2.
How much are you getting paid? How much do you get paid by Halloween Horror Nights?
Not at all. I just fucking love it.
It's amazing that Halloween Horror Nights can come up on this show as often as it does.
It's good shit. People go there.
I didn't invite you to Brad's status this week. Where was my invite to Halloween Horror Nights?
It sells out without me.
Where was my invite to Halloween Horror Nights with you and your wife?
It was nowhere. I didn't take my wife.
Great, another reason.
I took a buddy.
All right.
My wife doesn't care about that stuff.
Well, more nostalgia. Anyways, the whole point of this is I love that Hollywood is creating these roles for older actresses and giving them a chance to be badass again. And they certainly work. Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, two of the most iconic. That's Friday the 13th, and
different.
There's no iconic female in that franchise.
That was the mother. She did.
Yeah.
She did.
So,
Is she though?
but like, what is the real reason behind going down the Sarah Connor, Laurie Strode route? It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
It is
Money.
It is a blatant fucking nostalgia play. I don't personally believe that creatively these franchises demanded the return of these actresses and these characters. I think you can move forward without them, but nostalgia is what's super hot right now.
Yes.
And so that's the play that they're going for.
Yes, but also no, because they've tried to move forward without them, and it's gone horribly fucking wrong.
In the Terminator franchise, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween was just tossing off.
Halloween
was just tossing off crap. Like none of the Halloween movies were supposed to be
tossing off.
What is with you today? What is with you? You're very difficult to have a conversation with.
Halloween tossing off?
Halloween, none of the movies were supposed to be big hits, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, true.
Like, this new movie is definitely designed to be an event, in a sense. Meanwhile, Spencer Treat Clark and Charlotte Lane Woodard coming back for Glass, which is the sequel to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
This I found a little bit more exciting, because the way that they set up the kid in Unbreakable... are you aware of like the color palette and all this stuff with that movie with orange and green and like I love the way M. Night sets up that character, and then we didn't get a sequel, and now the kid's like our age.
True.
I also loved Miss Woodard, who plays Sam Jackson's mother, and I thought she was excellent in the movie.
Yep.
Now obviously it seemed like Sam Jackson is older than her. Right? You would assume?
I would assume.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that works, but I am excited for Glass. What about you?
When I saw Unbreakable for the first time in movie theaters, I was not that impressed. I watched it a number of times afterwards, and it's really grown on me.
Grew on you, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in that I didn't get the first time, especially now as the M. Night universe has kind of expanded. There's a lot of stuff that plays into that I didn't kind of get, that was obviously in his head. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm just very curious how that world is going to tie in with the world of Split, with James McAvoy and character's name is Casey. I'm totally blanking on the actress's name. Anya Taylor-Joy.
I can't help that there's somewhere a wall with M. Night, and he's mapped out every single movie.
That would be a real cool wall to see.
And how they all somehow tie together in some kind of universe. I would love to see that. Because they must be connected, surely.
It would be cool to reverse
there must be a
engineer
method in his
like that.
brilliant madness.
And madness it is. But Unbreakable to me was like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember the last time I saw Spencer Treat Clark. He was a little boy in Gladiator as well.
What's it been?
Very talented child actor. He hasn't been in much stuff as an adult, but this is a big role for him. And it's just gonna be great to see like the return of Bruce Willis again. It's been a while since we've seen like.
Although there was
real
screenings for
Bruce Willis for Death Wish.
Death Wish this week.
Yeah, I haven't been invited to jack shit.
Neither me.
But all right.
Them. They happened.
Nostalgia, baby. That's the name of the game.
Let's talk about screenings.
Yeah.
This week there were screenings for Justice League.
Oh yeah, test screenings.
The reactions from that were overwhelmingly favourable. But also
No, they weren't. Go on.
But also they were overwhelmingly favourable for Batman versus Superman and Blair Witch.
Guys, test screening scores.
But this is what I was going to get to. These guys are the people who are just really, really excited to see a movie months before anyone else.
Yeah.
Usually super fans. So they don't really carry much weight.
You have to think about the mentality of someone who's willing to write into, you know, a website, like a fanboy website, to offer their sort of test screening review. Of course they're going to be positive. I assume that's what you're referring to by the overwhelming positivity. Yeah. If you hated a movie or you just thought the movie was okay, you're probably not going home to send in your report.
Screen rant.
I've heard reports from people, you know, who, you know, thought it was fine, that it had, you know, some big flaws on a story level. I heard that there's a lot, you know, big to do about how much screen time Wonder Woman has. And, you know, how they beefed up her screen time after the movie did so well this summer. I heard that was bullshit. And that Cyborg is in the movie more than her.
And Flash is kind of wasted, from what I've heard. Like, not really
I don't
played
know.
that much at all.
Again, Guardians of the Galaxy got like a 100 test screening, right?
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 got a 100% test screening, according to the Hollywood Reporter, and we all know how that turned out. Gal Gadot, though, speaking of... were there other screenings that happened this week that you wanted to get into?
No, just that one.
Yeah, so, okay. Justice League.
I know people that have seen Flatliners, but... the less I think we say about that, the better.
Yeah. But speaking of Gal Gadot, she signed on to join Bradley Cooper in Deeper over at MGM, written by Max Landis. That sounds like a kind of interesting movie. I don't know how big her role will be, but... What? No?
That's not a pairing that really excites me.
Her and Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair take.
I like Bradley Cooper.
Me too.
But he's not had a good run. And I'm just kind of like, he's a bit, if he hasn't got the right catalyst, he's a bit dull.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I'm not
American
that excited
Hustle, American
by that.
Sniper, Silver Linings Playbook. No.
Silver Linings, great. That was 4 years ago. 5 years ago?
American Hustle? No.
American Hustle, good.
Anyway, Deeper's though about like a former astronaut who gets hired to lead an expedition to like the deepest part of the ocean, and the deeper he goes, the more supernatural shit starts to occur. I don't know if Gal Gadot will be on that submersible with him, or
the abyss,
or what the deal is.
Basically, the abyss.
But I don't know. That script sold for big money to Deeper. Somebody must have seen something in it. What? So when this happened, you know, my office, my staff got into a discussion about Max Landis, and one of our interns, you know, good kid, young kid, but isn't very well versed in the industry, and he started spouting off about Max Landis and you know, nepotism, and it's just like I had to correct him, because Max Landis, I think, works as hard as anybody in this industry. And he has absolutely carved out his own path. Maybe he got a meeting or two, you know, starting out because he was the son of John Landis, but it's not like John Landis has a ton of cachet in Hollywood right now. Like, you know, he's just like, you know, him and Joe Dante, guys of that generation, they're struggling to get their movies made. So it's not like just being the son of John Landis suddenly gets you Gal Gadot. No. Doesn't work like that. Max is a prolific writer who has absolutely carved his own path in this industry, and, you know, I congratulate him on all of his success.
He's kooky.
He's a character, but you know what? This fucking industry needs more characters, because everybody's becoming a button-down robot. Okay, in additional Gal Gadot news, though, she's gonna be hosting SNL.
Yes.
In between your boy Ryan Gosling, who are you talking to him this weekend?
Talking to him tomorrow.
Oh boy.
I'm seeing Blade Runner 2049 tonight.
Wow.
Shitting my pants. Excited.
It stinks in here, guys.
Proper excited. Does it?
Did you actually shit your pants?
I didn't.
That's what I was getting at.
I
there.
didn't actually
that was a
shit
joke.
my pants. I'm not that old. I shit my pants.
So Gal Gadot going to host between Ryan Gosling and Kumail Nanjiani, star of Silicon Valley and The Big Sick. Yeah, I love him.
We're tight.
I think now Ryan's done it before, but Gal and Kumail doing this,
I'm so psyched. For
this is a great lineup for SNL. Yeah.
So psyched.
I think they're both going to be great. I think Gal Gadot is actually going to be pretty. You know, SNL kind of does a decent job of using really attractive women, but like playing to their strengths. Yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of seeing her flex her comedy muscles and seeing if she's got chops in that department.
Well, we didn't see that in Keeping Up with the Joneses.
I actually thought she was one of the. I thought she played her part pretty well in that movie.
She did, but that's not saying a lot. I mean, to be honest, I liked her in that, but that's not really.
Okay,
That's not the biggest compliment. But Kumail, I mean, I'm super psyched for
Kumail. All right, let's talk about some directors.
Okay, cool.
Let's move on to really. I guess it's the big news of the week. Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
In talks to direct Akira for Warner Brothers.
Yes, that was your story, right?
No. Fleming broke that, okay. But I was a little surprised. Just because
the Akira project is still going.
Both.
I am.
That and that Taika would want to jump back into something so big right away. Not that this is going to be his next movie. He is, signed to do this movie Jojo Rabbit, which is like a World War II dramedy for Fox Searchlight. He's doing Bubbles, which I'm pumped for, the Netflix stop-motion animated movie Dan Harmon's producing. And he has, the What We Do in the Shadows sequel to do. So Akira may be way down the line, and after doing those 3 kind of smaller, more intimate films or whatever, maybe he's ready for another blockbuster. I think that this movie's in good hands with him because I think that there's a sort of like cultural sensitivity with him. I don't see him just like shoving a bunch of white actors into this.
No.
And I feel like I hope that studios have learned their lessons following things like Ghost in the Shell. We saw this week Ed Skrein posing for a photo with Daniel Day Kim, who replaced him in the Hellboy movie. Yep. So you'd like to think that Warner Brothers is going to do the right thing to an extent, or at least make an effort to, cast outside the norm.
Well, there's no shortage of Asian actors. And also, looking at the box office, I had this conversation with someone last night, with the predominance of box office take being non-domestic, you would be mad not to cast someone who is Asian in a major role in that film. There was the time when Kristen
Stewart and Garrett Hedlund and Helena Bonham Carter and all that shit.
That's not gonna happen.
I think you can expect a compromise of sorts. I doubt that there's not going to be an all Japanese cast. I mean, let's be realistic. But if they can get the 2 brothers to be Japanese and then give them maybe a non-Japanese love interest and a non-Japanese villain. Seems like that's where the compromise would sort of come.
So who would you cast?
I mean, I don't really know Akira, the story of Akira, well enough to start fantasy casting, but you can offer your thoughts.
I don't have anything to offer on that.
I'll tell you one thing. A guy who could use a big role, and again, this movie's going to come 5 years from now, and there's going to be other shit, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt needs something kind of big and cool, and he kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he would fit into a sort of manga adaptation kind of nicely.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, Taika Waititi. I'm looking forward to Thor. I skipped Thor 2 in theaters, but I'll check this one out.
It's not bad. It's fine. It's okay.
Have you seen it?
What, Thor 2?
Oh no. So not this. Thor Ragnarok.
No.
I caught up with Thor 2 eventually. I'm just saying there was nothing about it that got me into a theater. This one, Ragnarok, looks pretty cool.
Yeah, looks pretty sweet.
And another director news, there was a report this morning that I woke up to from Baz Bamming Boy, who I ran into in Toronto.
Really?
He's the only British journalist, besides you, that I trust.
Hello.
I think the majority of stuff coming out of the UK tabloids is absolute garbage.
Yeah.
But when Baz says something, I tend to believe him. And he says that Daniel Craig is internally pushing really hard for Denis Villeneuve to direct.
Really?
Bond 25.
I shall ask Denis we heard about that tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope that you do. Last we heard, Jan Demange was the front runner.
Yep.
And he may still very well be, since this isn't up to Daniel Craig, but I can certainly see why Daniel would want to work with someone like Denis, and Blade Runner certainly looks amazing, and I've loved most of Denis' past work. So if he ends up with it, that would be huge for the Bond franchise. I just he seems very committed to Dune and a couple of other things that he has in the works. So you'll have to get to the bottom of that one tomorrow, Simon.
I will ask him. Talking about we were talking about brothers and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I spoke to the It cast this week, and It. With the adult cast, it was like the wish list of people that might play.
That's the hot article making the rounds on the internet.
Yeah, and they were saying that they wish Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be playing one of the grown-ups. But also, I spoke to Chosen Jacobs, who was AKA the one black kid, and he was saying he would like Chadwick Boseman
That would be good. I think Chadwick Boseman could use a movie like that where he's not playing a real life character.
Yeah.
A biopic. Yeah, I think that would kind of be...
That would work really nicely.
Yeah, and yeah, I can totally see that. I wonder if he'd be too expensive, though. I mean, that's the one that I don't know that I want...
At this point, I think he'd be affordable. Not cheap, but affordable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Chadwick Boseman's quote is. I think that Chapter 2, as this movie proved, you don't need movie stars.
No.
No. And I think it would be silly to pack the sequel full of movie stars.
Agreed.
You can certainly have, 1 or 2 or 3 in there, and I just don't... There's 7, right? Or there's 6 or there's 7 of the Losers Club? I forget.
7?
I fucking forgot. But there's 6 or 7, obviously, lead roles, and I think 2 or 3 could be movie stars, but you don't need an all-star ensemble for this. The reason it is such a big success also is that the budget was relatively low.
Yep.
What was it made for? Do we know?
20?
No, it was around like 30, 35,000.
I was going to say
35?
40 to 60s. At 60 is a very high number. So, yeah.
But that was on the red carpet. That was on the red carpet last Friday.
Okay.
At the launch of Halloween.
What else?
And also, this is something Screen Rant and Slash Film picked up on this week. Crossbones. Spoke to Frank Grillo.
Love Grillo.
Yeah, he's amazing. By the way, he never caught the person that slashed his car.
Who would slash Frank Grillo's car?
Someone scraped their key along the side of Frank Grillo's car like 9 months ago.
Oh.
He never found that person. Cost him $1,500. What a dick.
Dick move. Don't key people's cars.
Move.
Unless they really cut you off.
I was like, also, just don't do that, and also don't do that to Frank Grillo, because he's hard as fuck, and he's also an awesome dude.
He's the man. So what's new with Grillo?
He was talking about Crossbones.
Yep.
Who we thought perhaps had died.
Are you telling me he didn't?
Well, Frank told me that there's some big news coming up with his character in the Marvel Universe.
Wow.
So it looks like we haven't seen the last of Crossbones. There's something big in the off. Grillo's coming back.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
There you go. He seemed very excited about it. Didn't tell me more, but he was like, Grillo's not out.
I don't know what to make of these things. There was a couple others this week. Captain Marvel is going to be in Avengers 4, whatever the hell that's called.
That could be a post-credit sequence.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
And anything else to add on that one?
No, but I'm just like, Frank was really excited. He had like a good call about it, apparently. So he's like...
I heard, is Wonder Woman going to be in Flashpoint, like they say?
Well, we've heard that, but I don't know. I don't think anybody cares, really.
Great. I'm glad we had it on our list to discuss for the show.
They've talked about it, but I'm like, are they going to shove Wonder Woman in everything now? Because people like Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I think she's going to be in It Part 2.
She's the thing. Okay,
she's going to be in It Part 2. Wonder Woman shows up to defeat Pennywise.
That'd be amazing. Hi, I'm Wonder Woman, just checking in. Wondering stuff.
Let's get our comic book talk over with.
Okay, cool.
Tell me about Matthew Vaughn and whatever garbage is coming out of his mouth this week.
So Matthew Vaughn, obviously doing the rounds for Kingsman, the Brown Ring.
I honestly wouldn't. I totally forgot he directed that movie because everything he's been talking about on the press tour is a different movie.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, he wants to make a young Wolverine, or he would have made a young Wolverine movie.
Like how young are we talking? Is this before he gets chest hair? Like
I don't know. I mean, fundamentally, Wolverine before he becomes Wolverine is just a man, right?
I guess. I don't know.
So
I don't care.
I think we've already seen the evolution of Wolverine. I'm like, so what is this like a movie about
Why doesn't Matthew Vaughn go make another fucking layer cake, okay? Go make a movie like The Town. I'm so sick and tired of these fucking comic book adaptations. He's better than this.
He is. He's better than this.
Did you see Kingsman?
Yeah, I saw it on Monday.
What'd you think?
It's good. It's fine.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's good fun. I mean, I was
I'll give you
about...
it's fun.
Well, I saw it on Monday morning, and I was kind of like, I took my wife, we were both working from home this week, and we were like, okay, fine, we're going to see the movie. I'd totally forgotten about it by the middle of the week. There were things about it that really I enjoyed, like Elton John, and there was some good action sequences and stuff like that.
A little embarrassing for Elton John. Felt like he was slumming.
But to me, it's kind of Elton John's being Elton John. Because he's a miserable
I liked
motherfucker.
Elton John in the movie. I just felt like, man, Elton John, what the fuck are you doing here?
I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, but it's nowhere near as good as the original.
Definitely not as good as the first one. This is the same problem as Guardians of the Galaxy.
But it did make me think that I would like to see a third one to just round it off. Bring all the characters together. I thought Julianne Moore was a terrible villain.
Yeah, she wasn't very good.
That was not good.
That was not conceived well. She's very sadistic in the movie. I thought the movie had a real nasty streak to it. Like, these movies are supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
The tone I did not really care for. I just found it, frankly, a little obnoxious and loud. This was like...
It was loud.
Super fucking loud. Just like it. So Matthew Vaughn wants to do a Wolverine prequel, although honestly, it feels like every other article I read on the internet these days is just about his obligation to do Fantastic Four. Like suddenly he's directing a new Fantastic Four movie because he feels an obligation to do it.
No one needs that.
It's not even that. This isn't happening. This isn't true. None of this is. He's just talking. Do
you mean like the Batman story last
week? It's
like
if you have to sell a movie, you just start like talking about Star Wars or some other big property that will get you in headlines. Like, I don't even understand it. He's not doing a Fantastic Four. He's not doing a Wolverine prequel.
No. You're right.
What was the one that he was? He was developing a really cool comic. Incognito, maybe? Or was that it?
Was that the one?
There was another. I totally forget what the fuck it was, but it was
something.
Badass.
Yeah. But no, I mean, he's doing the rounds, and no one's talking about the Kingsman. There's a reason why they moved it. That film. From what was it, April to?
Was it June?
June?
I don't remember when it was supposed to come out, but yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It'll do okay.
Yeah.
It'll do
Doing
well.
Like 40, right?
Yeah, and I'd like to see a third one to just round it all off. Bring Samuel L. Jackson.
Why do we feel like we need a third? Like, what is?
I would just I think there's something to bring it all together. I would like, and then just leave it. It's not. I don't see it being the franchise they thought about.
There's a lot of talk about like universes these days, how universes are corrupting Hollywood. It's trilogies.
It's not a universe.
Trilogies are what is fucking killing this town. Everyone just thinks trilogy. Like, I don't need a third film. I don't think
Tatum was horribly wasted in this. Horribly wasted.
It's like the whole promotional campaign is about the Statesman. They're in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum and Jeff Bridges are in this movie for 5 minutes. Both of them are not good.
Yeah.
And they're just set up for a sequel. Like, I got out of the theater and I was talking to somebody, and I was like, what did you like? And they're like, oh, I love the scene with Channing Tatum dancing. All that shit with, like, the drug users who are dancing, stupid as hell. Totally Matthew... It's a Matthew Vaughnism.
That was bollocks.
There's something interesting about Kingsman. I like the premise, the plot, about whether drug users should be saved. Or whether we should let them fucking burn themselves out, essentially.
Yes.
That is a very interesting premise for a big dumb movie like this. I just unfortunately don't think that it.
This is not it.
It didn't really do enough with that. And again, I just want to see Matthew Vaughn challenge himself a little bit more.
True.
He did. Kingsman, Kick-Ass, Kingsman, 2 awesome comic book adaptations. But it's time to like spread your wings, bro.
Yeah. I would like to see the third one though. I would like to see.
You have made that very clear. Round it off. It's got to be rounded. Yeah. What else?
Let's talk about Amityville: The Awakening.
I read that on the way over here. That story. So Blumhouse has decided to give it away make it available for free on Google Play.
Yeah.
2 weeks before it hits theaters.
Yep.
In quotation marks.
What happened?
Well, people are like, why would you give it away for free right before theatrical? First of all,
I mean, that film's been moved around more times than a fucking hobo.
That's good. That's a good line.
Thank you.
Yes, this thing has bounced around the calendar for years.
Yeah. It's 2 years it's been moved around?
At least. Why would you give it away for free? First of all, Google Play. Yeah. This is all about Google Play, just like the Zack Snyder thing was all about Vera, and we're going to get into that shortly.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Google Play paid Blumhouse a significant sum to get that movie on its platform.
Yep.
And they say, hey, listen, we're going to give it away for free, but at least then you know whether Google Play is a viable platform for your movies. It's getting eyeballs to that platform. I've never used Google Play. I don't know, honestly, barely don't even know what it is. I mean, you just Google Amityville. I don't even understand.
It's like a video platform that's on Google. I'm aware of it. I've never used it.
I might use it for Amityville since it is free.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they're doing it.
I just love Bella Thorne. And this one is Jennifer Jason Leigh in it, which is a better actress than this franchise deserves.
Yes,
but
that is true.
A bit of a head scratcher, and we will see if it does impact ticket sales for theatrical. Although now there's a scapegoat. So now when nobody shows up for Amityville in theaters, it's like, well, they all saw it in the last 2 weeks on Google Play.
But also in October, you've got the new Chucky movie coming out on
Chucky,
Netflix.
Leatherface, and Jigsaw, 3 fucking horror icons this month.
But the new Chucky movie is coming to Netflix in October.
What are you head scratching here?
It's kind of like it's available to buy on rent on Blu-ray, DVD, and streaming, and then it's coming free to Netflix. So why would you buy the Blu-ray or the DVD? It's kind of like
because
it's weird.
No. I love Chucky. I'm going to see this new one, but who would buy it on DVD?
But if you're the distributor, wouldn't you hold off?
On
Netflix,
at least, you mean?
A month?
On Netflix?
Yeah. Wouldn't you have October as being the month that you'd buy it, and then November, December you would stream it for the guys on Netflix?
I don't understand. Is the movie not available for rent on iTunes? Like, you're basically just giving me one option, like to buy. That wouldn't just be the only option.
You buy it or you get it on Netflix, and there's not really. It's not you can stream it on iTunes.
You can't rent it?
No. It's like you can buy it or you can get it on Netflix. So it's a really weird thing.
I don't know. Maybe Netflix paid out the ass for it. Again, it's all about them.
Maybe they did pay out the ass.
But like, what were you expecting? A theatrical release for Chucky?
No, I was expecting to be able to buy it or rent it, so to pay, and then 3 months later get it on Netflix.
I don't understand the Netflix shit at all. Like last night I went on there and the whole Unabomber series, which I've told you to watch, was on there. And I was like, I just paid like $20 buying every single episode on iTunes. And then a week after the show ends, it's on Netflix. That was a surprise. I wish that release things were a little bit better communicated for Netflix. Or there was even like a tab in the app. And, I use it via the Apple TV, where you can see this is what's coming out next week on Netflix. This is what's leaving Netflix. Like, I shouldn't have to go on the internet for that stuff. It should be right there.
True.
What's next?
Let's talk about Blue Apron because we have a sponsor on the show this
week.
They're back.
I love Blue Apron.
They're back, which is really good. I was worrying about this the other day because I hadn't heard from them for quite a while, and I was like, did we do something wrong? Is this like a silent breakup? Did they didn't text me?
Right, they weren't returning your calls.
They weren't returning my calls. They stopped delivering. What are we doing?
Not to me, because I love Blue Apron.
Well, they're the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country.
I love fresh ingredients.
The United States of America. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. As we know, we've talked about this before. And also, they achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. But, Jeff!
There's more.
There is more. There's also free shit. Because we love free shit. And we love food. So, if you check out this week's menu, go to you get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. Go to blueapron.com/meet. MEET, not MEAT. Don't do that. And you will love how it feels. You'll love how it tastes. And to create the incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, don't wait. Do it. Rent a movie. Maybe Chucky.
Rent the new Chucky movie.
Maybe do it.
And eat your Blue Apron.
He has a knife in that film. So, choppy with Chucky. That'd be awesome. Blueapron.com/meet. Blue Apron, it is, Jeff, a better way to cook.
Isn't it always? Wonderful. Well done. We're running out of time in the show.
We are.
We have a lot to discuss. 3 Billboards won the TIFF Audience Award. Does that mean anything?
No.
I don't think so either. Like, there's a lot... the awards people put a lot of stock in this. I've never put a ticket in that box, ever. No. I don't actually ever really see anybody putting tickets in the boxes.
No.
So... I just listen. Three Billboards is great, and I am going to put it on my best picture list because of its quality, not because it won an audience award at a festival.
I want to see it, but not because of any of those reasons.
Yeah, it's really good. Hollywood Reporter had an interesting article about J.J. Abrams directing Star Wars and what that means for Paramount. It's true. You know, Paramount shells out like $10 million a year in overhead for Bad Robot. He hasn't made a movie for them since Star Trek Into Darkness. He's been spending all his time on the Disney lot. If I was Paramount, I would be pissed. But at the same time, you can't tell JJ to go fuck off because, you know, you want him to come back and do his next movie for you.
Yep.
And this is, you know, a different set of circumstances. And obviously Star Wars is the biggest
and he's doing
brand
the
in the world.
The God Particle, right?
He didn't direct it, though. I mean, Bad Robot's churning out stuff for them, but they want a fucking J.J. Abrams movie, and frankly, they're entitled to it.
Yeah.
And he keeps putting them off and putting them off. But at the same time, it's not like he's leaving them in the lurch.
True.
True. So that was interesting. It was interesting, if not self-evident, because we can all see... We know JJ's based at Paramount. We know he hasn't made a movie for them in years. Yep. But Jim Giannopoulos playing the long game there. Zack Sneider released an app on Vera. Did you download it, Simon?
No.
Why?
I've just got to.
Are you a lazy journalist?
No.
Maybe it's not for people like you.
No, I mean, maybe it's not, but no, I haven't. I saw it and I'm like, I'm not that bothered.
Yeah. I
saw your tweets and you're not that
I see
a
lot of shorts. People show me a lot of shorts. I've never had to download an app to watch them. I mean, people think that this is like free. It comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Okay. You are giving your information to a third party. You have to weigh the costs and the benefits of that and all. I don't know. I just don't care. And Zack Snyder, the whole gimmick about him shooting on his iPhone. I'm sure it looks just like you or I shooting on our iPhones. I'm sure he didn't have a $1 zillion light package and all, and like, you know, an amazing cinematographer, and like he's like, I just made this with friends and family. Like, also your friends and family are famous. Like,
but also Zack Snyder, if you want to stream Dawn of the Dead all day, I'll watch that, mate. Anything else you've done, I'm not that fussed.
See, you're getting down on Zack Snyder. This isn't a Zack Snyder thing for me. I actually like Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder did a great job with Watchmen.
But he's not done a great film since Dawn of the fucking Dead.
No, see, that's where I think you're wrong.
Really?
I think Watchmen is a great movie. I thought Man of Steel, minus the last half hour, is a really good movie.
You see, I like both of those movies, but it's no Dawn of the Dead.
Unfortunately for Zack Snyder, he has been cursed with the worst set of fans on the entire fucking internet. These are the worst people I've ever come across. There's this blind fandom where it's like, well, you know, someone I like made something, so I have to like it. That's not how fandom works. I love Darren Aronofsky. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Mother's a good movie. I don't know. I loved being accused of being a lazy journalist for not downloading the Vera app. I mean, and is this app even on anybody else's phone 2 minutes after they watch it?
I don't think
it's a fucking gimmick. And Zack Snyder, if you want me to watch your movie, then release the movie.
What I do love is the fact that in the chat, as soon as you started on that,
I'm sure
it was Jeff Rant coming 3, 2, 1, and you literally fired off as Xeno Hour. It was like one. Boom.
I must have blocked 100 people this week. At least 100.
I'm very close to blocking one person right now.
Get rid of them. Yeah. I'm glad that these people don't have the chance to follow me anymore because I don't need their shit. Was there anything big from the Emmys that stood out to you?
I mean, there was the political stuff, and there was kind of...
I didn't even watch this year. I was at Hamilton.
Oh.
Yeah.
With a lady?
Some friends, yeah.
Okay, cool. It's a good show, right? I was impressed.
Hamilton, yeah, it was cool. I wish I had seen it with the original cast, that, you know, with Lin-Manuel and Daveed Diggs, Philippa Sue, all that stuff.
They put on a pretty good show, though.
Absolutely, it was a blast. So I didn't even watch the Emmys. But...
I was not expecting much because, you know, with these shows, everyone's like, "Oh my god, you must see Hamilton," and I was really impressed.
You know, Hamilton, you weren't expecting much from Hamilton.
Well, no, because you know when there's a big show and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's an amazing show! You must see the show. It's amazing, the best thing in theatre ever." And then you go like, "Yes, yeah, it was good."
I just don't know why theater's so overpriced. If I spent $400 on these tickets,
I sold a bollock to go and see that
like
movie.
I'll go see and a date go see 15 movies. Like that's a lot.
Well, we had
theater's so
we
overpriced.
were in the low level right at the back. I mean, good for you. It was good. It's like almost $200 a ticket.
Yeah, well, that's what I paid. $192 a ticket. I had great seats though.
Fuck. Yeah, but it's a good show.
Some quick hits. Tom Hanks doing a Man Called Ova remake. Did you ever see the original?
I did.
Was it good?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Can you see him as a guy named Ova?
No.
He's going to change his name to a man named Jim.
Yeah, it's like Dave.
A man called Jim.
All right, Dave. No, I can't. I would have loved to have seen like a Stellan Skarsgård kind of guy. Because,
but then he could have just started in the original, you know?
He could have done, but also he's, you know, Uwe in the original movie is...
Uwe, sorry.
He's just a grumpy old fuck. And Tom Hanks is kind of like a lovable guy. And I'm just like, I would just like someone who could have been... Not the star power, but would have really embodied that kind of like... Oh, Bryan Cranston. Yeah. He would have been a
little less movie star.
Yeah, would have been a really good miserable fuck in that role. But we'll see.
Okay, Mark Wahlberg doing a movie called Instant Family, where him and his wife adopt a bunch of kids. They want to start a family, so they adopt through foster care, and they wind up with three little monsters.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, Mark Wahlberg, he's got the Ted franchise, he's got the Daddy's Home franchise, and the second movie is supposed to be better than the first.
Yeah, it's not hard.
And he did the other guys too. So Mark Wahlberg, unlikely comedy superstar.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Matt Damon doing a movie called Charlatan, where he plays a con man. That one caught me off guard, just because you know, I typically hear a lot of Matt Damon stuff early. Obviously, a lot of rumors about him doing Ness. He's in for a rough fall, Matt Damon. I hope that he can weather the storm, because I did not care for Suburbicon or Downsizing.
What's the time on the clock? Can we just get a?
We'll take an extra 5 or 10 minutes.
I saw 7. Is that a 7?
Yeah, go ahead and take your time.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, Matt Damon's playing a con man. I mean, that's always interesting. I thought did you ever see The Informant?
Yeah.
He was really good in that, right?
He's really good. But nobody saw that film.
Right.
Sadly.
Judi Dench joining Artemis Fowl.
Yes.
Kenneth Branagh's movie. She's supposed to be great in Victoria and Abdul. Does that come out this weekend or next?
It's this Friday.
Okay.
She's doing some Q&As in Hollywood this weekend.
Hey, Judi Dench is always great.
Around Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, which we're going to get to shortly.
We will do.
I broke a couple stories this week. The Purge, the new movie is going to be called The Purge: The Island.
Yes.
It's going to be a prequel about the very first purge and how America even got to this point of needing a fucking purge.
Yep.
And it's going to star Lex Scott Davis and hope I'm pronouncing this correctly because I already forgot. Island Noel. Who is in Insecure. He plays Daniel. You ever watch Insecure?
No.
It's a great show on HBO. I love Issa Rae. So The Purge got its leads, and then Joe Cornish, his movie, The Kid Who Would Be King.
Amazing.
Got Patrick. It looks like it's going to be Patrick Stewart and Rebecca Ferguson. Patrick Stewart would play an older Merlin.
You'll know him from being the poop in the Emoji Movie.
Right. Rebecca Ferguson. So both of them were just in Fox movies with Logan, and she's in The Greatest Showman coming up. And then Andy Serkis' son is going to be the titular kid who would be king, Louis Serkis.
Yeah.
Joe Cornish hasn't made a movie since Attack of the Block, so eager to see what is next for him. A couple trailers came out this week. Tomb Raider, what'd you think?
Meh.
Hard pass. I'm never going to see this movie.
No, I'm not. It didn't.
This is another King Arthur.
I wasn't on board with it to begin with, and that didn't make me change my opinion.
She is boring. I'll just say it. You know, she can work in a period drama and a costume drama. There's certain things where I'm sure Alicia Vikander would excel. I don't think that Tomb Raider is going to be one of them.
No.
Yeah, I think that Warner Brothers is fucked on this one. Sorry.
Is that going to be on the poster?
Warner Brothers is fucked. Then again, this is Meet the Movie Press, and if there's any vocal fandom that we've had on the show, it's been Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah, true.
So they are out there,
and they're not. From what I've seen, they're not that enamored with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Jumanji had a new trailer. Do you think this movie's going to be a success or not?
I'm still on the fence on this one. I'm not entirely convinced.
Neither am I.
I think that Sony are hoping that it'll be a success. I think it'll wipe its face. I don't think it's going to be a runaway success. I'm very happy to be proved horribly wrong.
Yeah,
I don't
think we're looking at a Tomb Raider style train wreck here.
No.
I'm kind of rooting for this movie just because I do like Dwayne and Kevin and Jack. The idea of the three of them together is cool. They're going to play into mid-January. This is a Christmas movie. Obviously, there's a lot of competition around Christmas. But yeah, just like I thought The Rock in Baywatch would do great. I thought that was kind of the perfect role for him.
It just proves that The Rock is not...
My meter's off.
The Rock is now not a guarantee that a movie is going to be a success.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, there was a time where stick Dwayne in it, it's going to be amazing.
And an action movie, I think, would still deliver. A straight action movie, but
sure. I'm not getting from regular people. Not getting a buzz.
We will see. Peter Rabbit had a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, a kid's movie. I grew up on those books, though. Punisher had a new trailer.
Yeah. That looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I think it does,
really
too.
Awesome. I love the Punisher. I love the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
I don't think I saw that
late
one.
80s. Really?
Coco. The latest Pixar movie, again, doesn't really seem to be doing much for me. It's not drawing me in. You?
No.
Yeah. November Criminals had one, which I thought looked actually better than I was expecting, with Ansel Elgort and Chloe Moretz teaming up to solve a mystery. Just Getting Started, there was the Tommy Lee Jones, Morgan Freeman getting horny in a retirement home sort of one. There was a Blake Lively, Jason Clarke one called All I See Is You. Did you watch that one?
I did.
I actually thought that looked decent. It's got terrible reviews, but
has it?
I think I would see that movie. And then the last big one was Isle of Dogs.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I kind of like that.
I thought it looked super cool. I thought it looked even better than Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I don't think it's going to be like a really big film, but I think it's going to be entertaining.
Meanwhile, if that movie had come out this year, I think it would win the Best Animated Feature Oscar. It's a weak year for animated in the animated feature race. But before we talk box office in this weekend's releases, quick congratulations to Evan Langweiler on his promotion at Universal.
Yes.
Evan's my boy over there. Well deserved. And so now let's talk about what comes out this weekend.
Okay, so
we got 4 minutes left in the show. So
probably 3 big releases: Stronger, Kingsman, and Ninjago, the Lego Movie. So Stronger, we don't know what Thursday did so far. Kingsman: The Gold Circle did 3.4 million on Thursday. We're looking at a $40 million weekend, which is fine. Ninjago is looking at a $30 million weekend. Stronger, I don't think is going to be more than about 10, 15.
It's not even gonna get there. I doubt. It's in isn't it in like 500 theaters?
But it's in my top 3 films of the year.
So I saw Stronger last night.
Yeah.
Best movie of the year.
Yeah. It's an amazing movie.
I cannot believe that the publicity team for this movie didn't show it to me before Toronto. I can't believe it. It was so great. Jake Gyllenhaal totally blew me away.
Yeah.
It's one of the best performances of his career. I definitely think he's going to get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. And Miranda Richardson, I think, as well.
Yeah, she didn't have enough for me.
Really?
I think Tatiana has a much better shot, I think. Yeah, Miranda Richardson, I was expecting a little bit more. Her character just doesn't get enough to do. It's totally different than Patriots Day. It's about the aftermath of the manhunt, the scars that linger, the courage it takes to move forward. I wrote a whole thing on Facebook about it. Definitely check it out if you can.
Well, I did a piece with for Forbes this week with Todd and David from
the Mandeville guys,
from Mandeville, about the film, and also we covered why they didn't cast a amputee actor.
A lot of discussion about that, guys.
There's a lot of stuff.
This is acting.
Yeah,
this is what we pay these guys to do.
Well, there's a really nice piece in the film where, obviously, and it was something that actually really happened in real life, where he refers to Captain Dan in
right, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. And obviously, that was Gary Sinise, who played an amputee, is not an amputee, which I thought was a really nice kind of interplay, but it's something that actually genuinely happened. I love Stronger. It's one of my top 3 films of the year. It's a remarkable film. It touched me in ways that I was not expecting it to touch me. It made me cry. It was such a deep movie. I was
weeping like a bitch last night.
Loved it.
I had a very personal reaction to it, too.
You should absolutely go and see Stronger.
Did you see Ninjago?
Yeah, I did. I went.
Any good? Not that I haven't seen any of these Lego movies.
It's fine. It's not as good as. It's no Lego movie. It's no Lego Batman. It's fine. It's entertaining. It's fine.
Is the Lego movie thing done though?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I think
we don't need more Lego movies.
No, they don't. No.
They treat it like it's like a Harry Potter DC-esque silo over there at Warner Brothers.
I'm not a parent.
It is not on that level.
I have no idea what Ninjago was. It's fine. But it does what it does, and that's it.
And Battle of Sexes comes out in like 30 theaters this weekend. Again,
good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie, and women I think will particularly respond well. But you know, it plays like an HBO movie. Yeah. That'll kind of do it for this week's show. We got to wrap up, Simon. Yeah. Where can the good folks find you?
You can find me on social media at Showbiz Simon, on Facebook. This is Simon Thompson.
And I am over at the tracking board, tracking-board.com. That URL may be changing soon, though.
Really?
Our relaunch is coming, rebranding, redesign. I've got a new columnist, Sabrina Cognata, whose first work is going to go up this morning. It's an essay on Mother, and it's a fiery read. Yeah. And I've got a schmodown on Monday, so watch me take on Matt Nost in the first round of the Ultimate Singles Tournament.
Amazing.
That'll do it, folks. Thank you for watching the Popcorn Talk Network. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe so we can keep doing the show. Tell your friends, tell your family.
People like the show. Most people like the show.
And if you don't, fuck off.
Yeah,
Have a good weekend.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.